Hello once again, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Only Fools Talking Spurs. Joining me again, we've got Gaz. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, good tell you.
Yeah, not bad, mate. So we're going to get straight into it, and we're going to talk about the two boring friendlies that we just watched. I thought I'd be a lot more excited and buzzing for Euro 2020, but yeah, those two friendlies put me a bit in the opposite direction. A bit of a bore fest. What did you make of the two friendlies?
Yeah, same. To be honest with you, I thought. I think on the defensive side, I think looking at them two squads that played, that weren't the strongest team.
Hmm.
So I don't think they wanted to go full pelt either, because obviously you see what happened to Trent. He's out of the tournament now, and I think there's one or two fitness concerns still in that squad. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean the friendlies were a bit underwhelming. I think you got to go in form with confidence. But as I say, I don't think they wanted to go full pelt. So.
Yeah, it was a bit of a
Yeah.
strange one because Southgate was selecting players that aren't even going to the Euros.
Mm.
So he was giving time to Lingard and Ben
Uh,
Godfrey. I think Ben Godfrey played right back when we are already taking four right backs to the tournament. So
yeah.
there was a lot of rotation and I understand you had to rest players, you had to rest the European players, but I feel like we almost need another game with our best 11 before we go straight into the tournament.
Yeah. But I was saying a couple of weeks back, I said, obviously, with these friendlies, I think Southgate did the right thing not playing the strongest team.
Mm,
So I think having that rotation there was good. But I think in his mind, I know his starting 11 are. And I mean, obviously, players like Jack Grealish, who really performed, done really
yeah,
well. Obviously, I think a bit devastated for Ward Prowse. I think he could have done a job. Maybe I think Jude Bellingham's done well the past couple of
yeah,
matches. Could have had a couple of goals. In fact,
yeah.
and
That, that's what I was going to say. We're going to come on to about the James Ward-Prowse mission, but yeah, one of the reasons why I don't think he has been selected is because of Jude Bellingham. I think he's been a top player. I think he has stood out in
yeah,
these two games.
yeah, I think
Um,
he's done well.
yeah. So, but yeah, there's no point going over the two friendlies that much after. I mean, because we're going to be talking about players that aren't even going into the tournament. But
Yeah,
I think the first game, England Austria, we had a good first half hour, didn't we? I remember you said
yeah, yeah. The
you
first
said in
half
the
looked really
WhatsApp
good.
group, didn't you? Yeah, you said in the
Yeah,
WhatsApp group that we're looking good. But
yeah,
it
yeah. The
go on.
first half just looked really good, looked really positive, and I thought, yeah, we're going to batter this mob.
Yeah,
Yeah, it just looked positive. It looked really good attacking, and in the second half, it looked like we took our foot off the gas there slightly. I mean, Austria could have had a goal themselves, one or two
mm.
goals themselves. I think on the day we just wasn't clinical enough, but a win's a win in my books, and that'll always stand.
Yeah. I think the positive from the England Austria game would be Jack Grealish, of course.
Hmm.
I think everyone, like every England fan, was convinced about Grealish apart from Southgate. So hopefully he's done
Yeah,
enough now. But the England Romania game, I think the player who stood out was Sam Johnston.
yeah, yeah. I think he
Yeah,
did well. Yeah, I think he did well. Obviously, Grealish done well in that match as well. But yeah, Sam Johnston, yeah, he really had a good game, I thought. And you know what? That could put into Southgate's mind. Is he the better number one than Pickford?
yeah. I mean, Pickford played the first game, did he? Or was that I
Yeah.
can't remember. Or was it Henderson?
No, yeah, no. Pickford played the
I'll say because of the Euro, yeah, because
first
of
game.
Europe League
Yeah,
final. Yeah. So we've got a comment here from Adam, who is our best 11. So, but we will go on to that in a bit. So next, so what we are going to talk about now is Ben White being included in the England squad. So we spoke about this off air just now, but what do you think then? Ben White, good decision or a bit
I
negative?
don't know. I don't know. Yes, I think that's the only position that's concerning me at the minute is who's playing at centre back, because when it's fully fit, obviously, I think you go for Maguire and John Stones. See, we haven't seen John Stones in his friendlies either, nor have we seen Harry Maguire.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's good that Ben White's got minutes, Mings got minutes, Godfrey got minutes. I mean, not that Godfrey's going now, but
hmm.
obviously because of this injury to Trent, I think Godfrey and Ben White had a chance to fight it over. But Yeah, I think he hasn't gone for Ward-Prowse like you said because of the Bellingham situation. He's really stood out for me. So
Mm.
I think there's like a couple of fitness concerns. Obviously, Maguire's still got some fitness concerns, so I think that's why Ben White's going.
Yeah, I think that's what also I was going to come on to about Jordan Henderson and Harry Maguire. So I feel like if Jordan Henderson can't shake off his little injury, now I think Ward-Prowse does come straight in.
Yeah, yeah,
You
I agree
agree?
there, Tel. Yeah,
But
definitely. I agree with you.
no, it's just a decision. I don't know how long he's got to make Southgate until he can actually make a few more changes to the squad. But I think he's trying to be patient with Maguire and Henderson. But for me, if they're not fit by I understand the Croatia game, but the one after that, if they're not fit for Scotland, I don't see the point in taking them. Really, I know they've got the experience, but Tyrone Mings frightens me. I don't think he had a good two friendlies. What about you?
I think I like Mings. I think Mings is obviously a good option to take, but the one who worried me, I thought, was Ben Godfrey.
Yeah,
You know, I think he made. I think, I think both of them made mistakes. I mean, I think it was. I think it was Tyrone Mings who nearly. Well, I'd say nearly scored the own goal. I think Pickford didn't expect it, so he had to rush back, clear the ball, and then there was another time. There was another time when in yesterday's game, who was it? Godfrey. I don't know, just looked really dodgy defending there, waiting for the keeper to keep running out and things like that. And there was a situation
mm.
where Romania wanted a penalty. So you
Yeah,
know,
I
I
think I
mean,
remember that. Yeah.
yeah, I think some refs might have looked at that and said, yeah, it could have gone to VAR. Said, yeah, penalty, but luckily VAR went used in that competition. But yeah, I just think centre backs for me are just a little bit concerning at the moment. I mean, I think the best one out of a lot of them, I think, is John Stones, but he hasn't played in these friendlies.
Yeah, that's the thing with Stones. Even if he has some shaky moments, he has got the experience now. And
Yeah,
he's a winner. End of the day, he's a winner now.
yeah.
And
I think as well. I think the centre backs are quite lucky that they've got protection like Declan Rice just in front of them as well.
yeah. So so Adam did just say about who is our best 11. So who is your best 11 then? Who would you start then
Uh,
for the Croatia game?
who would I start for the Croatia game? It's a tough one, really. I think. See, I would have gone usually Pickford in goal, only because he's
Hmm.
got the experience. I know Sam Johnson did well yesterday, but I don't. I think Southgate's going to play it safe and go for Pickford.
Yeah,
So I think Pickford in goal. I think right back will now be. I think Reece James. I think Reece James should
yeah,
start. Yeah, definitely. Reece James gets a start. I think left back. Tough choice between Luke Shaw and Chilwell there. Probably go for Ben Chilwell.
yeah. I'd go
I think
Chilwell, but I think he's going Shaw.
could
That's
be.
just
Yeah,
my
yeah. I don't know.
my
It's
guess.
quite tough now. I mean, I had a starting 11 in my head,
Mm.
but now, I mean, looking at how they've played, I think it would be probably Luke Shaw, Chilwell left back. It's quite undecided, but I think the two centre backs that should start, I think, are going to be John Stones and maybe Tyrone Mings. John
Do you
Stones and
think it
Mings
will
at the
be a
back.
two at the back then? You don't think it'll be a three at the back?
I'm not sure. I don't know what he'd go for. I think I'd just stick it with two at the back for now.
Yeah.
And I think he'd go for a three-man midfield with Declan Rice. I think Bellingham start.
Mm.
And the other midfielder that will start will be Jack
It's got to be
Grealish.
Mount. What?
Mount.
Grealish deep or Mountain deep?
Oh, tough one again. Actually, no, I don't know. He could go for Mount or Grealish, I think, to fight it out there. I don't know. I think there's going to be a couple of surprises in that starting 11
Yeah.
against Croatia. And the front three, I think, probably go for Kane, Phil Foden, and Sancho.
Yeah. So for me, I'd go. I think I'd go Pickford in goal just because he's had a tournament
Yeah,
and we got to the semi. So I'll go Pickford in goal. I think I'm going to go three at the back. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Mings after them two friendlies. So I think I would. It's a controversial one, but I think I would go with the Kyle Walker in that right centre back for the
Mm.
group stage, just for the group stage, and see how Maguire's fitness is. But I'll go Reece James, Kyle Walker, John Stones, and then still I'd really don't want to pick Mings.
So
But
that'd be Ben White.
you know
Or
what? I feel a lot more
Connor
comfortable with
Cody.
Ben White.
Connor Cody.
Yeah, I think I would go Ben White. I feel a lot more comfortable with Ben White. And then I'll go with Luke Shaw just for a bit more experience. So that'll be my back five. Rice and Bellingham. And then up front, Foden, Grealish, Kane. I think I'm not. I like Sancho and Sterling, but in an England shirt, they don't seem to be doing it. Did you see? I saw a stat that Sterling has not scored in a tournament for us yet,
Oh, is he not? Wow.
and he feels like he's been back for years now.
Yeah,
Since
yeah. I mean, you got to
2010,
think
was
all
it?
the yeah, it's something. Well, probably I don't think it was that early, but probably about 2012, 2013 was it? But he yeah. I mean, you've got to think all the goals he scored in the qualifiers and the friendlies and all that stuff, and yeah, that's quite surprising to hear that. I mean, there was a stat yesterday. Jordan Henderson. What was it? 50 odd caps for England. Never scored.
Yeah, he knew about that. He knew about that stat, didn't he?
Yeah,
To take that
yeah.
penalty.
So yeah, that penalty. I don't think obviously because he missed that penalty, I don't think it should define him as a player because we know he's a good player. We don't know he hasn't had many minutes at Liverpool recently, so you know, I just hope the experience he brings to the squads and it helps the team.
So overall, then, what's your verdict on then Henderson and Maguire? Would you be taking them?
Henderson and Maguire. Well, I think. I think you should. I mean, probably, maybe not so Henderson. I was quite surprised that Henderson got called up, but again, because of the experience. I mean, I don't know. It's a tough one to say. I mean, looking at James Ward-Prowse, he could have sprung up with some surprises. I mean, his set pieces are really good from Ward-Prowse, but then again, I know we've got that in other players as well. I know Trippier is good at his set pieces, and I know. I think even Henderson as well was not bad in his set pieces. He takes a fair few free kicks.
Yeah, one player who didn't impress me that much either was Ollie Watkins. I thought it'd be a bit more clinical and a bit more composed in the two games.
Yeah. Well, I think as a centre forward point of view, yeah, I think a bit disappointing. But I'll tell you what, he does run about, gets in them positions though, and I thought maybe that could be helpful, and especially against these aging defenders going to the Euros there.
Yeah. So because you've got the players, you got your Watkins, but then you got. So it feels weird saying it, but I feel like Bamford he's a bit more of a finisher and a bit of a poacher in the box.
It's a case of it's always going to be a case of what ifs and all that stuff, But I mean, he's made his decision. I mean, as he made the right squads, we'll find that out. We'll see. But I'm still fairly optimistic about this competition. I still think we're going to go far.
It's a weird one, isn't it? So that does move us on to tournament favourites. So it is a weird situation we're in because we've got Cristiano Ronaldo, but he's been about for years now. I was at the 2006 World Cup with my dad, and Ronaldo was there. That was when he gave Rooney the wink.
That was it.
And that was what 15 years ago. So he can't be as fresh as he used to be, Ronaldo. But obviously, he's still banging them away.
Yeah, he's world class, Ronaldo. He's such a good player. We've seen it for years. I mean, I think we've been lucky to see a player like that in the Premier League. I think a player like Messi should have come to the Premier League as well. It would have been great to watch. And then there's this debate about who's the better player, Ronaldo, Messi. But I've always said Ronaldo because he's proved himself in 3 big leagues. But Messi's just played in Barcelona majority of his career. So
So tournament favourites then. Are you going to go for the obvious in like France, or do you see anyone else as a big favourite? Germans?
Yeah, well, like I said in the first podcast we did, I mean, looking at the Euros, I mean, some of them looked a bit unconvincing for my liking. I mean, like Italy's defence, for example, was, like I said, was really aging. But their attack's still fairly decent. They've still got like decent midfielders there and decent attack. I think that's like for most countries though, because I know Germany's midfield and attack's really good. But I'm looking at Germany's attack like in really poor form. It's not really been brilliant this year. I mean, they've still called up Timo Werner, who's had a really bad season.
Yeah, it's weird. I was creating like the poster for this video. I typed in Kai Havertz Germany, and there was no pictures. So I don't think he's had many caps for Germany. But for me I'll struggle to find a picture.
I think he has. I'm sure he has played for Germany enough times, unless like Marco Reus kept him out of the team.
Yeah, so
and obviously Toni Kroos as well.
But with Spain, when I think of Spain, I think of like Fernando Torres. When I think of Germany, I think of Mario Gomez and Miroslav Klose.
Well, I'll tell you what, that and Thomas Müller as well. That team was just world class. They were unstoppable, absolutely unstoppable. But I've seen it happen. I've seen us beat Germany. I've seen us beat France and Spain and all them teams, and the Netherlands as well. So, we can do it. We can do it in them games. I'm just hoping now we can do it in the actual tournaments, in the
Yeah.
actual big tournaments there. But I couldn't tell you who the favourites are. I mean, I would have said England were up there. I know they was a bit disappointing in the last two friendlies, but we haven't seen the strongest team yet.
Yeah,
So
it's very hard to judge.
yeah, I think when you get the informed England players who finished on a high like last season, like I said, Phil Foden, Mason Mount, Chilwell, John Stones, we haven't
James.
seen them much. Reece James, we haven't seen them much in these friendlies, like. But I think they'd be ready to go. I mean, you've got to think Harry
Yeah.
Kane's got Golden Boot and the assist of the year as well, or most assists in a season. So they've all won awards. These players. So I've still got a bit of optimism inside me. Whether we're favourites or not, I don't know, but I reckon we are up there.
So we've got a comment, and this is from my old man.
Okay, what's your Roy?
Bear in mind, Southgate is quite defence-minded with a weakish defence. Are we playing to our weakness like Spurs? Which is a good point. I mean, a lot of people did comment about Ben White going because Trent got injured. So I think a lot of people wanted a more attack-minded player to go to the Euros. So it's a different one because England may be defensively weak, but they've still got better defence than Spurs, and there's no Eric Dyer, so that's a big plus.
Yeah, no.
What do you make of it?
Yeah, very. Yeah, I mean, I know Southgate can be a defensive manager, but as I said, the attack, the midfield on this England squad excites me. So I've got no doubt that they'll do well. Like they'll score the goals, they'll create the goals, and that. But providing they carry on their good form into this tournament, which is what they need to do. And obviously the friendlies, they didn't want to. Like I said, the friendlies they didn't want to overdo it in case they got injured. We saw what happened to Trent. So I think it was the same situation for them. I don't want to miss out on this tournament. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I think a lot of people have heard Joe Cole, Glenn Hoddle, Rio Ferdinand, Ian Wright. They've all said the same thing. It's almost just a case of getting the best 11 players on the pitch and just trying to win the game of football. There's no point overthinking it sometimes. And when you've got these ball players like Foden and Grealish, they're the people you need on the ball. I feel players like Sancho and Rashford, Sterling, you don't want them running into blind alleys, especially if you need a goal. I think when you've got these ball winners and Grealish, how he can win free kicks around the box, get bodies into the box. I feel like it's going to be a completely different England side where we need to be a lot more tactical, like the Italians have been. They're very clever winning free kicks and drawing fouls. So
do you know what? I saw that in Grealish. I see that in Grealish a lot. He wins a lot of fouls. I think he won the most fouls in the season just gone, and obviously he won the penalty yesterday. So I feel like he could do that. Draw players in and get some free kicks, get some fouls, get some penalties. And all that, because if you're going to play like against like the defensive teams, like Romania were really defensive. I thought they're just a tough team to break down. And I think the only way we was ever going to score against them was a penalty.
Yeah.
So Grealish, I think, anticipated that and just went, just draw the foul, get the penalty, and score the goal, win the game.
You could definitely see the difference in the Romania game with without our two best centre backs in Stones and Maguire. We didn't look as dangerous at set pieces. You saw Mings jumping for him, but I never really expected him to bury one bottom corner. And the same with who's it, Calvert-Lewin up front. I think he had a good header, didn't he? But he's no Harry Kane, is he?
Yeah, he hit the crossbar, didn't he? I think that's what let us down yesterday. I think a lot of them players didn't have their shooting boots on, just not clinical on the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what can kill us. When you've got a great attack like that and you're not clinical on your day, it can really play its part, really kill you massively.
So, if I was going to pick you then for a winner for Euro 2020, who would you go for?
See, I would say us, England, but I mean, I know the two friendlies were poor and they weren't convincing, but like I said, I'm still optimistic that we can go far in this tournament. I'd say it'd be between, I don't know, I'd say Italy. Italy could be the second team, because like I said, they've got the aging defence, but their attack looks quite vicious there.
I think they've got quite a nice group as well. I know they've got Turkey, And is it Wales and Switzerland?
I can't remember off the top of my head. I need to get the Panini book out, so I can't
Yeah,
think who's
have
in
you
the
got
group
it yet?
stages yet. No, not yet. No, no, not yet.
But yeah, I think Italy do have an easy route to the final. I think, but another team we haven't mentioned that much is the Netherlands, Holland. They're without
Yeah,
Van Dijk, so of course
yeah.
they've still got De Ligt and De Vrij,
The three,
Italian
yeah. Matt,
Inter
the
Milan
Stefan,
bloke.
the three, yeah.
So yeah, they won't be as solid at the back. I'm sure Daley Blind's still going to play. You know, he's
Hmm.
always going to be at these tournaments.
Yeah, I think
But
I think Steven Bergwijn, he was called up for the squad, but I think he's missing out now. He's not going to the tournament.
yeah, I saw that because I showed you I'd done my fancy football today, and I was going to look at putting Bergwijn in. I couldn't find him.
No,
So I
I'll tell
don't
you.
think.
I'll tell you what. I was going to ask you this question actually. What nation do you consider dark horses?
Phew. Well, listening to Ali McCoy, he's saying Scotland. I don't know.
Well, we'll see what happens. But for me, I think the dark horse is going to be Denmark.
Yeah, so you got. I like Poulsen, the striker from Leipzig.
Yeah, they got
He's,
Poulsen, but the other striker they got as well is Kasper Dolberg.
Holberg. I know
And
they
they
got
got one
that.
called Skov, Andreas Skov.
Yeah, I was thinking of
They're really
Cornelius. I
good.
think he was on loan at Cardiff once.
Yeah, him. Yeah, there
I'm
was.
not sure if
He
he's still
weren't,
there.
he weren't that great at Cardiff, to be fair. I don't know what he's doing now. I don't know if he's any
Mm.
good there or not. But yeah, I
But
think Denmark for me could be the dark horses.
they got some leaders in there, haven't they? Like Højbjerg, Eriksson,
Yeah, I don't
Jorgensen
know.
at the centre back, Schmeichel.
Yeah, I think. Would you say Jorgensen?
Yeah,
I
I
think his
think it's
name's
Jorgensen.
Zanka, isn't it? Did I call him Zanka?
You might know more than me.
Yeah, I think it's Zanka. He played for Huddersfield. Yeah, they called him Zanka. Yeah, if it's the same one I'm thinking of, yeah,
yeah,
Zanka.
yeah, I think that's right. But my tournament favourites, I don't know. Germans always look good. France always good. I think
Yeah,
it's going to
but
come down to who the game between the winner of our group and the runner-up of the group of death, because that's who we're going to be up against if we win the group. So that'll be
yeah,
so England will play either Germany, Portugal, or France.
or Hungary.
So yeah, or maybe Hungary. We could hope for a Hungary.
Well, I'll tell you what. If, like I said, if one of them, if Hungary finished top of that group, I think they'd be the team to avoid.
Yeah, because
you wouldn't
know. No one's done their homework on Hungary.
I don't know. I don't think so. I know there's a couple of good players. I know they got one called. I think his name. I couldn't tell you his surname, but I know his first name's Dominique. I think he's only like 21 years old.
Salazar.
Yeah, something. Yeah, Salazar. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he's a good player.
He looks a talent. Yeah. So there's a couple of names I did recognise there. You had Gulazzi, the goalkeeper from Leipzig.
Oh yeah.
You had Bogdan as well. I think he played for Liverpool at one point, didn't he?
And Bolton, yeah, I remember that.
Bolton, yeah.
The ginger bloke. Ginger.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah. Yeah. There's a couple of names popped up.
Yeah. So I think England are in between favourites and dark horse. You know, I wouldn't put
Probably,
them in
yeah,
either bracket, really.
probably third or fourth favourites, I'd say. Yeah, I reckon they could go far. Don't forget, still got Belgium as well.
Yeah. So you're going to go Italy to win it, and Denmark is your dark horse.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. So I'll go France to win it, and then I'll go England as the dark horse. I think we may. I don't think we're going to win every game in the group. I think we may have a.
We may drop. Like,
yeah.
I reckon we'll drop silly points. I reckon we'll probably end up drawing to Scotland.
That's what I feel.
Or worse, even lose, because they got a result out of us before. They I think it was 2-1 up until about the last minute, and then Kane popped up and got a last minute equaliser there. So we have the Scottish should be up for that, definitely. They'll want to get one over us for sure. It's like when Spurs play West Ham. You know, West Ham could be in the worst form, but they still turn up and have a good game against us.
If you match the work rate, yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I did see was if we win the group, we'll be at Wembley throughout the whole tournament. However, if we come second, we'll get on paper a weaker opponent. However, we'll be. I think we'll go to Copenhagen or something. We won't be at Wembley. We'll be in somewhere in Europe. So do you feel, would you rather have home advantage at Wembley and play a stronger side, or play a weaker side somewhere else in Europe?
I think I would play a weaker side in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it'd be. Most of these players are used to travelling anyway when they've got Champions League, Europa League, and all that. So I don't think it'd bother them. I think always have that so-called weaker team,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it happened at the World Cup, didn't it? We had an easier. I think we had an easier run into the semis. We had Colombia, Sweden,
Sweden, yeah, and then end up with Croatia,
even Croatia.
and
Yeah, we
somehow lost to Croatia.
should have beaten them.
We should have. Yeah, we should have done really. Should have really done a job there. But yeah, well, no time to dwell on the past. It's time to go all out and try and win this competition now.
Yeah. So moving on to then, what is success for England? So, what do you think success is? Do you feel we have to win it? You have to get to the final, semis?
I
How do
think
you
we have
judge
to
it?
win it. I think we do generally. I think like we have to win it. I'd be disappointed if we basically didn't win it. You know, even if we did make the final and lose, it'd just be disappointing.
Mm.
Semi-finals, I think would not be good enough. Quarter-finals would just be disastrous. Like even getting out, not even failing to make it out the group stages would be just
And the fact you can finish third as well. Imagine that.
yeah. I've seen. I think you can finish third, but then I think you got it's a playoff in it for the last 16 or the last 8, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't know how the format works. It's a bit different this year.
Yeah. My dad's left another comment. Turkey in with a shout, but you can't write off Portugal. I mean, it's true. I mean, Portugal are a bit like England. They're not favourites, but they're not a dark horse. They've got some
I
real
know.
players.
Yeah, I know Portugal can do a job at Euros. We've seen them do it before. Like I said before, they are England's bogey team. We just never seem to get a result out of them.
Yeah.
But Turkey in with a shout. Actually, they've got some good players. They've got that Unda going, the one who plays for Leicester. They've got Soyuncu at the back.
Yilmaz, I think, got the golden boot in Ligue 1.
For Lille, was it?
Yeah. And apparently, someone my dad's been mentioning, is it Demiral, the Juventus centre back?
Oh, Demiral,
He's
I've
meant
heard
to
of
be
him,
good.
yeah. And you got Chao Hanalu as well.
Oh yeah, he's still about. He feels like he's been about for ages. And
I think he's
Celik, is it the Lille right back?
Celik, yes.
Celik, yeah, and they've just
Celik,
won the league, so they will have some players.
Yeah, I think they're in good form. I mean, one of my good friends, he's Turkish, and he talked to me a lot about Turkish football. He said recently they've not been the same. I mean, obviously when he was watching football, he said the World Cup 2002 was probably Turkey's best ever squad.
Yeah,
they used to play with heart, but nowadays they don't really.
Was that Davor Suker? That was a throwback. I think
I know they had Hakan Şükür.
That's who I'm pretty thinking of. Hakan Şükür.
Yeah, he was a striker. Yeah, he was hot. He was a deadly striker. He was.
But Portugal's a scary prospect. I mean, Bruno Fernandes, we know who he is now.
Yeah.
I mean, before at Sporting, we did not have a great idea who he was. But on his day, supplying passes to Ronaldo.
I think what's his name? Andre Silva has had a good season. I think he's playing at Frankfurt, isn't he?
Yeah, and Jota, of course.
Jota, yeah, he's had good. Oh, I know he's been out injured recently, so I think it was touch and go for this tournament. But
Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, Cancelo for Man City.
A lot of creativity in that team.
They all play. Pepe. I'm not too sure. I don't know, but I know after the Wolves squad has gone, Neves.
Ruben Diaz, player of the season.
Diaz, yeah, of course, yeah. Patricio at Wolves.
So they've probably got a dream team in itself, and you don't even think about it. But where are we up to? Going back to success for England, So success for England. You think we have to win it?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Home advantage as well.
Yeah, I'd say that's another thing as well. But also these English players as well. They've had good end to their seasons. Most of them, some winning the Premier League, some winning the Champions League. Obviously, one winning the Golden Boot, and all that. So yeah, I think when you compare this squad, the form compared to some of the other squads for their clubs, I think looking at these, I mean, you could name a starting 11 who's had really good season, really brilliant season. So yeah, I think if they carry on that good form into this tournament, I think we'll have a good tournament. So I think what we need to do, just try and ignore the friendlies, just try and ignore the because they weren't our strongest team anyway, and like you said, they were playing players who weren't even being called up. So I don't know if they gave a shit. To be fair, it was just trying to get my fitness up, just playing for England, blah blah blah. But
Yeah.
obviously Sunday it's the real deal, so they've got to get their game on.
I think success for me will be. I think we have to get to the final. It's a big statement, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel when you think of superstars, I mean, the best players in the world coming up are what Mbappe and Haaland. Haaland's not even in the Euros.
He's not. No, he's not
Yeah.
going to the Euros.
So you got Mbappe, and then the other one's obviously Harry Kane. So you've still got Ronaldo, but I feel
Well,
like as England,
you've still got Lewandowski going as well for Poland.
yeah. But I think England got a better squad than Poland. I'd hope so.
I would say, yeah, I'd say so. Definitely, if Lewandowski played for England, I think we'd have a brilliant chance winning the Euros. But that's the thing. I mean, some of these players, like you look at Lewandowski, for example, is he like the best player for his country? Who's the second best?
I think as the
Name one.
Euros, this is Kane in his prime for the Euros. I mean, he'll be in his prime still for the World Cup.
I think,
But
yeah,
this
I think not just Kane. I think the whole squad. I think the whole squad's got a good chance of doing something, making a statement in this tournament. You know, they've done it for the World Cup, and no one expected that. You know, semi-finals of a World Cup. You know, obviously that was. I mean, I did expect us to win the world. I don't think none of us did, but to get to the semi-finals, I think that just shows that as a country, as a nation, like the players playing for the nation, and that it just shows that they can do it. They can get far. They can beat the quarter-final curse. They've stuck in it for so long.
Yeah. So moving on then to our final topic, and it's a bit of a strange one, but do you think this is the final tournament for Southgate, or do you see him in Qatar next year? What's your verdict?
It's a tough one, really. Southgate in charge for Qatar next year. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me, but I think it just depends how this tournament goes. If it does really go, really bad, then maybe Southgate's not the man for the job anymore. But again, I don't know if he can make something of this tournament. Then I think he'll have his job for. I think it depends how he does for the group stages. I think we've got some more group stage qualifiers coming up. Well, after the Euros anyway. So I think just see how it does there. I think if he ended this tournament, say up to the semi-finals, and then went to the group stages, and the form was just a bit poor. Maybe it could be his last campaign, possibly.
Yeah, I think for Southgate, I think we have to win at least one knockout game if we get knocked out. I know it's going to be a tough knockout game if we do win the group.
Yeah,
but I think we've got to win it. We can't just go through the group stage and get knocked out. This feels like, I know the Euros is played around all of Europe, but it does feel like a home nation tournament. Like it does feel like England's tournament, if you know what I mean. All the hype does feel around Wembley and the England squad. So I feel like it's going to be our best chance. And
plus fans back in the stadium as well.
Yeah,
would help.
Fans back. I mean, I know we've got Foden and Bellingham for another 10 years, but they're still top players right now. So it's a massive chance for them. And
I'd say so.
But I mean, we always like to close the podcast with a bit of Spurs chat. But what does worry me is, does Southgate end up in N17 after this tournament?
Oh God, no, no, not for me. Definitely not for me. I wouldn't have Southgate as a Spurs manager.
How about Roberto Martinez?
No, again, not for me. I don't really fancy Martinez at Spurs.
So what's your take on it then, the whole Spurs manager hunt?
Well, I don't know what to make of it. I mean, last week we thought Conte was closing in on the job, and then a few days after that, that just went quite like it just went to kaput. It was like, no, he's not coming in. So we just don't know where we stand at the minute. We've got no. I mean, obviously we've got a new director of football coming in, some new Italian fella coming in, and I don't know. Is he gonna have his say on transfers? Is he or is it gonna be leave his way still?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's all up in the air. I mean, if we went through our group WhatsApp and we went through all the screenshots, Spurs in talks with Martinez, Spurs in talks with Nagelsmann and Ten Hag, Pochettino, you'd feel like, what's going on here? Like all these screenshots, you feel like, who is the manager then?
I don't know. I think in order to take the Spurs job and take Levy's demand, you're gonna really just want the job. I mean, all right. So I know Conte come in. He had plans. He wanted. Well, so we're hearing he wanted He had plans. He wanted to make this team great. But it's like you said, let's go and win the Premier League this season.
Mm.
It's like you say that to Levy, and he goes, "Oh no, we're not that ambitious." Or it's a
Yeah.
case of, "I'd love to win the Premier League, but can you do it on a budget?"
Mm. That's the thing. If you aim to win the Premier League, you're probably going to get top four as a minimum. But if we're aiming to
Yeah,
get top four, we're not even guaranteed to get top four. We need to. And the rebuild, the rebuild is getting worse. Not only do
yeah,
we need to get Orient to Sissoko out, they want to get out. They actually want to get out of the club, which is even worse.
yeah,
Like they don't even want to be at the
yeah,
club.
yeah. There's a couple of players there who don't want to be there. I would like to see some youngsters come through as well. Skip, Sessegnon have all got their experience now.
Mm.
And I just want to see some youngsters pushed through. I think
Yeah,
that's what we got the training ground for. Produce some decent young players
yeah.
and bring them through. And actually make them, because I think that's what the plan is. I think some of the managers come in and if they feel like they can't afford to use the youngsters.
Mm. I think that's what's happening with Spurs. When we get these players and managers into the training ground, I think they feel like, wow, this is a big club. But
Yeah,
when they look at what's on the pitch, they're like, why is it what's on the pitch so bad? It's just that's all what's missing with the club, isn't it? Just what is on the pitch, but that is the most important thing.
yeah.
My,
But like I said, definitely need a rebuild, ship out some dead wood, and bring in some decent players.
yeah. So we'll wrap it up with one last statement from my dad. We say no to Southgate, but what if he won the Euros? Would you want him then?
Uh, well, I don't know. See, international football is one thing, but Premier League, he's gonna how many games does he manage a year for England? Can't be too many, can it? Like what? If there was no World Cup and no Euros, how many
It'd be
games
what,
does he manage for Euros in a
12?
year? 12, if
12?
that. Yeah. So I don't know. I know he's been a Premier League manager before, but he's got to take like a club. He's got to deal with transfers and things like that, and obviously deal with our chairman. But I don't know. I'd like to say it would work. I don't think Southgate is who we're looking for. I think he's quite comfortable in England. I think if you took him out of England, put him in a club, obviously it'd be a different structure, different setup. So something
I
he
do
wouldn't be
wonder
used
where
to.
where he will end up after England. Like I don't really see him at a top six club. Like maybe like an Everton again, something like that. But I don't see him
No,
anywhere that
I
high.
think I think a team like Everton's a bit more ambitious than Southgate. Obviously, that's why they went for Ancelotti. But I don't know. I think it'd suit probably a club like
Yeah,
Crystal Palace, or I don't know. I reckon he could do a job at West Ham.
yeah, that'd be an interesting one. Yeah, Olympic
Yeah,
Stadium. I could see him doing that.
yeah. Or even
So
I'll tell you what. I think a good shout for him would be Newcastle.
yeah, another one. Yeah, it's almost like they should be a big club, but they've
Yeah, yeah. I quite like Newcastle, to be honest with you. Like when you play FIFA or Football Manager, you sort of be Newcastle,
mm,
and yeah, they're quite a good team, Newcastle. But I think with yeah, like you said, I think the right manager again. I think the manager's worse than Levy, isn't he?
who's
The
what's that?
the chairman. Sorry,
Oh,
chairman.
Ashley. Yeah, but he's
Ashley.
still
Yeah,
spent more money apparently. Still spent more. But
yeah.
we'll wrap it up with one last question. Last time I asked you who's the new Spurs manager going to be and when's it going to be announced. I think you said Ten Hag on the
Yeah,
Monday.
I said Ten Hag, but obviously when it was like Wednesday and Thursday, I said, "Blimey, looks like we're getting Antonio Conte."
Hmm.
Now that's dead in the water now, the Ten Hag rumours have flared up again, so I could be right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I said Poch to arrive last Sunday, which didn't happen.
no,
But I don't think we'll get a manager before the Euros now. What about you?
no, but I think we'll have more of an idea of who the manager will be before the Euro. So
Yeah.
whether they announce it, so whether they, it'd be something like, I don't know why Levy doesn't seem to do business on a Saturday or a Sunday. So
Yeah,
come the
I've
Thursday
always
or the
said that.
Friday, yeah, the Friday you see on Sky Sports Tottenham closing in on the appointment of whoever it is, and then like
Mm.
Saturday comes, Sunday comes, and then we're questioning on Sunday evening, like, well, is the manager like what's Levy said now? What's he done now? Has it gone to shit again? And then come Monday morning, he announces the manager. We're still waiting for our new, still waiting for our director of football to be announced.
That's a weird one. I don't know if it'll get announced on Twitter because I feel like everyone's going to send the admin abuse. I feel like it might just be announced on the Spurs website quietly.
Because I've noticed admin's been really vocal over the past year or two.
Yeah. There you go. Adam reckons Martinez. I've got a hunch it's going to be Martinez after the Euros as well.
I don't want Martinez.
I don't want him.
I think if they're going to go for a manager after the Euros, then I reckon. Do you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if Levy talks to someone like Joachim Low.
Yeah,
the German
that'd
coach.
be a strange one. I've always felt he was destined for an Arsenal. I feel like he had something about him.
He's 62 years old now, so I don't know if he would fit the category. But I mean, I would have taken him about 5-10 years ago when Germany was in their prime, winning World Cups
with prime Ozil. Yeah.
Look, he's a World Cup winner, right? I think you can't get bigger. You could win the Champions League, the Premier League, the FA Cup. You can't get a bigger trophy than the World Cup.
Yeah. But we'll wrap it up there then. So I don't think we'll have a manager before the Euros. You're going for Conte? No, you're going for Ten Hag.
No, I'm going for Ten Hag. Yeah, I stuck by it. Yeah, I said that last week, and it's flared up again, the rumours. So I think it will be Ten Hag for sure. If not, I suppose we've got to have an alternative. It probably would be Martinez. I'm going with Adam. I think it would be Martinez.
Yeah,
but I don't.
No one wants him. No one wants him.
I don't want him, but I think it will. But if you can bring off I know Belgium's got quite a good squad this tournament. They're bringing some young players with them as well. So if he brings a couple of them young players with him, and who knows, he might even bring Lukaku with him. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that'd be nice. But thanks for joining me, Gaz.
Cheers, Tel.
So next time we'll talk. England will have played their first game. But prediction then for Croatia game?
Be a tough one. I think we will win, and I think we're going to win that 2-1.
2-1. I'll go 1-0. 1-0 England. So we'll be a bit rusty, but we should just get over the line. Modric is 36 now.
Wow.
They're relying on Modric at 36. So
wow,
he's going to burn out, surely. They're better off playing him second half,
I always find as well, when these nations end like a big tournament on a high, so obviously they were World Cup runners-up in 2018, yeah. I find like when they finish them tournaments on a high, they usually sort of decline slightly.
Yeah.
So it could be the same for Croatia, but we'll see what happens. But I know they're a good nation, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, someone said champions Turkey. Turkey to win it. We'll see.
We'll see. Good nation. The good team this year.
Yeah, we do think Turkey have got a good chance as the underdog. So, I wouldn't be surprised. I'll be surprised if they win it, but I think we could be in for a bit of a surprise. I'm looking forward to seeing the first game, Turkey-Italy, on Friday night. I'll be watching that.
Good one. Yeah, can't wait. Yeah, look forward to that.
But thanks for joining me, Gaz, and I'll catch up with you on the next one, mate. See you in a bit, mate.
Thanks, Tel. See you again. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.